And finally, Sal Tripodi is the president-elect of ASPA. ASPA is the American Society of Pension Professionals and Actuaries. He'll become its president for a one-year term starting at the end of the annual conference in October of this year. In addition to his duties at ASPA, he currently maintains a nationally based consulting practice in the employee benefits area, TRI Pension Services. He is an adjunct professor at the University of Denver Graduate Tax Program. He started his employee benefits career with the Internal Revenue Service as a tax law specialist with the IRS National Office. Welcome. It's glad to have you with us. He received a JD from Catholic University, of America Law School, and an LLM at Georgetown University Law School.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. As Mr. Chairman noted in my introduction, I am Sal Tripodi, President-elect of ASPA, the American Society of Pension Professionals and Actuaries. ASPA has over 6,000 retirement plan professionals as members who provide consulting and administrative services for plans covering millions of American workers. I'm also the founder of TRI Pension Services, an employee benefits consulting firm that provides ERISA-related technical training around the country, primarily to service providers in the industry. ASPA applauds the committee's leadership in working to fashion necessary corrections to the Pension Protection Act, or PPA, and appreciates this opportunity to testify today. Improving the PPA is crucial to strengthening working Americans' retirement security, and we stand ready and willing and are uniquely qualified to help accomplish our mutual goals as the PPA modification process moves forward. I am restricting my comments today to the duplicative and burdensome participant disclosure requirements under current law. However, in our written statement, we have identified 9 other important issues, including a number of critical issues involving the PPA's benefit statement requirements that plan sponsors and administrators are struggling with, a deduction rule correction to encourage full funding of defined benefit plans, and the need for delayed effective dates for some PPA provisions. PPA resulted in what ASPA is describing as the Great Flood of 2006, a deluge of new disclosure rules that make victims of the millions of retirement plan participants who are already overwhelmed with information. As participants drown in the sea of disclosure, plan service providers paddle upstream to fulfill these new mandates. A strong employer-sponsored retirement savings system requires informed, engaged plan participants. And we argue that current disclosure rules hinder rather than help in the attempts to achieve this. We're not saying that Congress should scrap all the current rules. For example, no one would argue that an employee's in automatic enrollment 401k plan should not receive advanced information on this feature. Employees with self-directed 401k accounts need periodic account value and allocation information, and retiring participants need adequate information about their distribution options. So we agree with the need for participant disclosure, but we question the rules on how and when the information is provided. ASPA has created a participant disclosure chart. It is attached to our written statement that details the breadth and complexity of the current disclosure rules. The chart is a powerful reminder of how burdensome the disclosure rules have become. A cornerstone of plan transparency is the Summary Plan Description, or SPD. And the SPD was intended to be the central document through which participants would learn about the key features of their retirement plan. SPDs must be periodically updated so that participants need not wade through multiple separate documents to understand the plan. But the ERISA disclosure requirements have multiplied without regard to whether the participant already receives the information in the SPD. This means many disclosures are redundant and are contained in unnecessarily lengthy, complicated documents. Many plan participants typically react to a disclosure document that is too long or too complex by ignoring it. This, of course, completely undermines the disclosure's basic purpose. Further, the overwhelming majority of plans rely on third-party services to comply with these rules, making third-party service providers responsible for compiling disclosures for thousands of plans. The need for repetitive or lengthy disclosures makes it more difficult to ensure that each disclosure is appropriate for a particular plan and is suitable for its participants. And worse, the cost to plan participants has increased. This is particularly true with respect to small business plans, where each participant bears a higher proportion of the plan's fixed administrative costs. For example, assume a 401k plan has 10 participants. A single disclosure would easily cost $6 per participant. The PPA mandated quarterly benefit statements plus an annual vesting statement, which is 5 annual disclosures, would cost $30. If the plan uses the 401k non-discrimination safe harbor, automatic enrollment, and a qualified default investment alternative, there are 3 more disclosures, raising the cost to $48 per participant. For a participant who makes $40,000 per year and is saving 5% of pay, or $2,000 a year, this adds up to almost a 2.5% charge just for disclosures. This doesn't make sense. To solve this problem, ASPA recommends that Congress consider the development of a standard document, a Plan Operating Manual, or POM, to serve as a single source for relevant plan information. The POM would contain all the information an employee needs to effectively participate in the plan and would be written so that an average participant can easily understand it. When a targeted disclosure is needed, participants would be notified and referred to the relevant sections of the POM for review rather than getting a full-blown notice. To further reduce the cost of plan administration, ASPA suggests that the Department of Labor be directed to produce model POM language that most plans would use. And ASPA would be happy to assist in these efforts, and we wish we would submit that we will leave participants with a clearer vision of the retirement road ahead, and we believe everyone wins in that way.